Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Nighttime with Nina. I am recording this on February 1st, which is the first day of Black History Month. So my goal this month is to really focus on stories written by Black authors, featuring Black main characters, books about Black historical figures. That is my goal for the month. So here is our first story. And so you might see me wearing the same outfit a couple times because I'm going to film these books in chunks when I'm at different libraries, because there are a lot of really cool new books that I want to read to all of you and share with you. So the first one I'm going to read today is called The All Together Quilt by Lizzy Rockwell. Here we go. And we've made some really cool quilts in our programs at Plymouth together. Jennifer and her friends meet on Fridays at the community center. They are making a quilt. Everyone works together. First, Jennifer picks a fabric from the dark colors. Fran picks a fabric from the light colors. Jennifer traces a shape on the dark fabric. Then she traces a shape on the light fabric. Fran cuts out the two shapes. Jennifer pins them together. It actually shows us the right sides face each other. And Fran sews them together. Richard and Maurice work together. They trace and cut and pin and sew. Look, two triangles together make one square. Two rectangles together make one square. Fran and Jennifer, Sana and Melissa, Richard and Maurice, Anna Mae and Trinity, Maria and Jocelyn, Natalie and Viola, Angela and Betty, and Ernestine and Zach. Here are all of our cool intergenerational pairs working together on their quilt squares and all the different colors. Together in pairs, they make 8 squares. Except for Naika. Naika works on one blue square. She uses special pens and paints and brushes. Next, they arrange the squares. They turn them and move them this way and that. There are so many combinations. Look at all the cool ways the squares and rectangles. They can make an arrow, sort of like a tree, all different kinds of things. The last one they try, the tree, is their favorite. This quilt will have a border around 4 sides. Jocelyn measures and Anna Mae cuts 4 white rectangles. The pieces look plain, but not for long. And down here you can see the tools she's using. A rotary blade rolls and cuts the fabric along the ruler's edge. And this is a heavy plastic ruler for measuring and cutting, and a rubber mat that protects the blade and the table. Anna helps Jennifer cover the palm of her hand with paint. Now, if any of you got to see our tree that we made in Guildhall, you'll be familiar with maybe not a hand covered in paint, but making something with fabric and paint and our hands. Jennifer presses her hand onto the fabric. Friends are invited to make their handprints too. Now all the pieces are ready. Labels show which piece goes where. They pin and sew and iron all the pieces together. Soon the patchwork is complete. Now it is time to layer the quilt. The patchwork is on top There's something called batting, it's sort of soft and fluffy in the middle, and backing fabric on the bottom. The layers are held in place with basting stitches. The quilt is attached to wooden rods. It's rolled tight and stretched across sawhorses. At the frame, Sana learns to stitch. She pokes the needle down from the top and back up from below. It is hard to find the right spot, but she practices and learns. It takes a long time to quilt the quilt. Everybody lends a hand. On many, many Fridays, they sit and stitch and talk together. Finally, the last stitch is stitched. The quilt is taken off the frame. It is trimmed into a neat square. Dot sews on a purple binding to close the edges. Many hands have worked together to make this beautiful quilt. But who will have it now that it's done? Everyone will have it. It will hang in the library for everyone to see. It is the quilt that Jennifer and her friends made, all together. And this is Piece by Piece, the Norwalk Community Quilt. This story is based on my real life. I've been making community quilts with friends since 2008 in a group we call Piece by Piece. We gather at the Senior Court Housing Complex in Norwalk, Connecticut. On most Monday and Friday afternoons, senior citizens who live in the apartments, other adult volunteers, and kids living in the neighborhood come together to work on quilts. The word has spread, and friends and grandkids and cousins all join us when they can. This is from Lizzy Rockwell, the author and quilt maker. Very cool. And Lizzy says, I made the quilt you see in this book. The Piece by Piece quilters, friends, and family helped me with the handprints and the hand quilting. And it's a little hard to see because this is a library book and I can't take the cover off, but this is the actual quilt that was pictured in the book. And there you go. So that was a super cool one, and it was our first one for Black History Month. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on Thursday for another Nighttime with Nina. Good night.